film review, movies, music, culture, politics, society podcast, interviews, movie reviews, and more. Live Sundays at 5:30 p.m. on Facebook at Crazon Dion.
The top 5 bigoted tropes in film. The top 5 racist tropes in film. Right? Number 5.
Okay.
One of the most racist tropes in film that is used by most filmmakers who are not black filmmakers is the coon. The person who will do anything, most times degrading, to get attention, to be seen. The coon, the person who will sell out his mama just to get ahead, right? Number 4, the sapphire. The black female character that is threatening but never sexual. She's like Aunt Jemima, she's like when you would watch Tom and Jerry, and you wouldn't see her face, but you would see the mammy, right? You didn't know if she had to be the maid, right? But there she was, and she was setting the table. It was like she lived there, but she couldn't live there, so they wouldn't show you the Caucasians that were living there, right? So there she is, and she's like the mammy, and she's like, Tom, what you doing, Tom? So the sapphire, right? I use the cartoon references instead of going into, live action. Leave those actors who had to do that alone instead for stepping legend. Right, okay, number 3. The non-threatening, strong in the body, weak in the mind, black man. He's very helpful. He'll say, yeah, look at those 2 dancing like angels. They just a couple of angels up on the screen dancing the Green Mile, right? The Long Green Mile, or was the Green Mile? The Green Mile, that's right. That was a long Green Mile, because that was a long movie. Sitting up there watching Michael Clark Duncan, who we know.
He did an excellent job acting that out, because when you saw him in interviews in real life, he was nothing. He was straight.
To me, he was straight. Well, I can't say that word because they won't understand what I'm saying when I'm saying the word, and they'll get me. But there's a word that describes
proud
black people, and it appears to be like something that would be said to be. It's a word, and it sounds like another word, but it's not that word, right? But we can't use it here because they won't, they'll ding me for it, right? Yeah. So
that character kind of that you're talking about reminds me of what's the friend on Boondocks, the grandfather's friend.
Oh yeah. What is his name with the eye, with the one eyeball, right? They were gonna make a movie out of it, but when I saw the live action guy, I was like, that's a little much.
Or the character Sam Jackson played in Django.
In Django, that's right. I mean, you are exactly right about that. That is exactly the character that he played. Exactly the character, and so.
He killed that character. He did a great job playing that character, because
what? The non-threatening. He's not threatening to black folks, right? So that's not exactly the character. That character is the that character is not really the non-threatening. I'm talking about the non-threatening to white folks, right? That would be a whole nother category that I don't put in, because we don't see him in film.
Right.
That particular character in film too often.
Right.
The only reason why I believe that Tarantino brought the Samuel L. Jackson that script is because of Boondocks.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it was a Boondocks, so you don't really see that character too much. That is a character that is more that we recognize as a group of people when we come across them. Like when we went to the library to have a test reading, and the dude was like, you having a test read here?
Oh yeah.
What you doing here? I was like, man, I can't think of his name.
I remember that.
And not the.
He said the character brought to life.
Brought to life. What is his name? I can't think of the character's name on the Boondocks. But he was just like that, and I was like, what? You know. But anyway, that's for another story. Okay, so the non-threatening, strong in the body, big muscle bound, but.
Uncle Ruckus.
Uncle Ruckus. That's right. That's a whole nother character. That might be within a whole number of itself to just call it Uncle Ruckus.
Okay.
All right. Number 2, the best friend with no agency. You know, it's the best black friend that you will ever have that has no agency whatsoever. That you know, just seems to be there, and you don't know why they're there. They're just there to give the sage advice, right? They're the ones who give the sage advice to the character, right?
Right.
To the Caucasian character, and you don't know whether they're right. So the number 1 racist trope in film is, drum roll, we've talked about it before, black people taking the joy from white people's day. That is the number 1 trope in movies where you will see, here it is, there's a police officer that just stops the person. Never in history that I've ever seen where that would actually happen.
Right.
It doesn't happen. Now, on the actuality, right, that happens all the time to black people. So it's a projection that they're doing off of themselves as individuals, or the women who will call on black people who are just going about their day. All right, and then they cry victim and foul when they're called out on their thing. You know, when they call on the phone, you're barbecuing in a park that's public for everyone. They're calling on you. Or you're in the store and you're minding your own business, and a man calls on you, and then the police come in Ohio and they shoot you down because you had a rifle in your hand that you were getting ready to buy for your son, which was a BB gun, not a real gun, but a toy.
Or Tamir Rice, he had a toy.
Or Tamir Rice, the guy called on the phone.
A little boy in the park.
A little boy in the park.
A toy gun.
Right. So these are things that you see. These are racist tropes that are not that are detrimental going into the sight in the eye gate. It's a zeitgeist going into the eye gate that affects the back of the subconscious and manifests in the conscious of black people. So number 1, black people taking the joy from white people's day. 2, the black best friend with no agency, meaning they don't have any plot line of their own. They're just there to serve and give sage advice. Number 3, the non-threatening, strong in body, weak in mind black man. He's very helpful. Number 4, the sapphire, the black female character that is threatening but never sexual. And number 5, the coon, the person who will do anything, most times degrading, for attention. Right. So that's our top 5. Right.
The Film Review, Movies, Music, Culture, Politics, Society podcast, interviews, movie reviews, and more. Live Sundays at 5:30 p.m. on Facebook at Crazon Dion.